Hello, everybody. This time we're gonna play Mimic Logic. It's a game about finding the mimics. Hmm, Standard level 3. Okay. There is no mimic among the red boxes. If this is true, then this has no mimics. Okay. The box on the left is a mimic. Diagonal up left from is a mimic. Top row contains no mimics. This is true. Top row has at least one mimic. I think this is the truth. There is no mimic among the red boxes. The box on the right isn't a mimic. Okay. Diagonal left from me is a mimic. There is no mimic among the black boxes. This is a lie. Bottom row, diagonal up left. Okay. And then I'm gonna buy some black candy. And then I'll eat the candy. I'll equip the best equipment and then sell the equipment I have. And then buy something like a defense candy. Top row has at least one mimic. This is a true statement always because it's referring to itself. So that's automatic. This is true. You're lying, and then there. Did I get a new weapon? No. Oh no. What? I guess I'll just have to switch. Alright. This is to save durability. Anyways, mimic logic is about a game to determine the number of mimics. It's like finding the imposter as well. I think you guys are true, so this must be the truth. And this it must be the lie, and this must be the truth. And then I could buy a blue crystal, preemptive, and buy a medium of this, and buy a bunch of defense. Okay. Let me see here. The top row, that could be a lie. The bottom row, The top row contains no mimics. Must be true since three of you are saying it. So this is truth, and one mimic is hiding in the red box. Must be true. All right. All right. This is enough to finish them off in 2 hits. Can I switch to this? All right. Anyways, this is the village, and this is where you can heal. And I'm gonna do two of these, which is efficient, I guess. So I won't have to spend that much money. And then I'm gonna sell my stuff, and then I'm gonna focus on getting more defense candy. Okay, there are three mimics now. It's gonna be a lot more difficult. Hmm. There's a mimic among the blue boxes. Must be true. There's no mimic. Oh, wait, that's a lie. There's a mimic among. That's truth. This is a lie. This is a lie. There are three mimics. Determine who are the mimics. Hmm. This could be the mimics, but no. This not. This cannot be the mimics. There are four people. Four of them saying the same thing. All right. Okay, I can finish this off in one hit. Can I switch a weapon? I can. Can I one shot this? I can. All right. Let me see here. Triangle uplift from me is a mimic. Diagonal, okay. The box on the right is a mimic. Diagonal uplift from me is a mimic. Must be true. up for me, and then the box on the right is a mimic. This is the truth. It should be the truth. This should be enough to one hit this. I mean to two hit. Hmm. I should do this instead. What I could do here is to switch out this, and then I'll see if I could get a lucky shot. Nope. Let me see. I guess I'll just have to keep doing this strategy until I'm sure that I'm going to win the level. Let me see here. Diagonal down right for me is a mimic. The top row has at least one mimic. It could be a lie. We don't know about that. There's no mimic among the black boxes. You guys are accusing each other, so this must be a definite lie. Diagonal up for me isn't a mimic. Diagonal up right for me is a mimic. It could be a lie. Let me see here. Okay. There's no way to tell if they are lying. There's no mimic among the blue boxes. You could be lying though. Diagonal down right for me is a mimic. What if that's a lie? If this is a lie, if this is the truth, the lie, then this must be true. Hmm. This is definite truth though. They can't be both lying, right? Unless they're both lying like this. But no, that cannot be. I think this is definite truth. I'll have to use one of the blue crystals to determine who's lying. Alright. So that's a lie. And there's no way to tell who's lying there. Alright. I think I need more blue crystals. I don't have a blue crystal. I guess I'll just buy this. Hmm. And maybe I can sell some items like this. Like a gut candy isn't that useful. Let me see. Energy drink. Hmm. I mean, I don't need all of the energy drinks. Shuriken. I won't use that. Uh, eat all the candy, and then I'll buy this instead. No. All right. I think. Oh yeah, but by the way, this is the gut, and basically it's like the timer. All right. So there's a mimic among. Oh, this is true. This is a lie. This might be a lie if both of them are mimics. There's a mimic among the blue boxes. There is a mimic among the black boxes. This is a lie. And then let me see here. Diagonal down left for me isn't a mimic. So this is the truth. Alright. Alright. So I just need to end you in a few hits. And then there you go. A lucky hit. The weapon's gonna break though. This person's useless. Let me see here. I'll restore the HP and guts. And then I'll sell the weapon. After all, it's gonna break enemies. I'll probably need this, and I'll need some attack camp. Hmm. Jerf fell asleep going. Okay. Bottom row contains no mimics. If this is true, then everybody here is good. And this could be a lie. Actually, both of you could be lying, or you could both be telling the truth. There's a mimic among the red boxes. Actually, if you are all not lying, then that would mean this is the answer. But that would be outing their own mimic. So that's a lie. So you're lying because that doesn't make sense. The bottom row contains no mimics is a lie. This is the truth. This is the truth. Now, let me see here. There is no mimic among the red boxes. This isn't definitive yet. But if this is true, this is true. Basically, because they're all telling the same thing. That don't mean this is a mimic, but that would be lacking of a mimic, you see? So that's a lie too. You're a liar. Anyways, there's already three liars, so this is the truth. And one of these at the top must be a mimic. There's a mimic among the red boxes. I mean, it's not definitive. It's not sure. It's not clear if there's no mimic among the red boxes. If we follow this opposite logic, there must be a mimic among the red boxes. Which means this blue is telling the truth. So alright. The bottom row has at least one mimic. The rightmost, okay, this has to be true, this has to be a lie. This has to be true. The bottom row has at least one mimic. This is truth. The leftmost column has one more mimics. You're outing yourself, so that's true. This must be false. This must be false, and this must be true. Alright. Yeah. And then I'll sell this. And then I'll... No, that's useless. Let me see here. The box below me is a mimic. The box on the right. There is no mimic among the black boxes. There is a mimic among the blue boxes. The box on the right isn't a mimic. Okay, there's nothing definitive here. But I could start hunting down potential mimics like this. If this person's lying, that is. There's a mimic among the blue boxes. And then, let me see here. Who else could be lying here? The box on the right isn't a mimic. So I'll have to assume this is real, and then everybody else should be telling the truth. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so this must be a lie. You guys are both telling the truth then. I think. Yes. Okay. There is no mimic among the black boxes. If this is a lie, there is a mimic among the black boxes, and this is telling the truth. And then everybody else is telling the truth. It does fit. It does fit. It does fit the situation though. But what if you're both lying and this person is innocent? I mean, and this person is also mimic. And then, no. Actually, never mind. You guys are both definitives. So that means these two cannot be mimics. That's right. It just makes sense. So let me see here. There is a mimic among the blue boxes. Is a lie. So this must be good, right? Let me see. There's a mimic among the blue boxes. Right. There you go. So okay. Okay, that is a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. That's really annoying, actually. That is actually really annoying. That broke the weapon. That's actually really annoying. I need a way to heal later. What's this? Restore weapon durability. No, that's not what I need. Let me see. This is truth. Okay. The leftmost column has a mimic. This is 1 for 1. The box on the left is a mimic. But if you say, well, you could be lying, I guess. Let me see here. The rightmost column contains no mimics. The box below me isn't a mimic. But if you guys are both lying, no, actually, you guys are both telling the truth. This must be a mimic. There's a mimic among the blue boxes. Must be true then. And that means you're lying. And that means this is lying. And that fits the situation. Okay. Well, that's a bit annoying. Wind scroll. Is there another way to? I'm not looking forward for the armor breaking. And I need to buy some armor, or at least to restore the armor durability. Hmm. The box below me is a mimic. That could be a lie. Let me see here. There's no mimic among the red boxes. Well, if this is true, then this is a mimic, you're a mimic, and then you're the mimic. Let me see here. That would be outing your own mimic though. Okay, this is a definite lie then. A definite lie. Your truth. The top row has at least one mimic. Not sure yet. There's no mimic among the black boxes. This is true. Let me see here. The box on the right isn't a mimic. Well, if you guys are both lying, then nobody here is a mimic. But this would be a lie. So this has to be true then. Let me see here. The box above me is a mimic. Lie. There's no mimic among the blue boxes. Well, if you're no, actually, your truth. Let me see here. The box below me is a mimic, and then this would be the answer. It does fit, so this must be the answer. Yes. Okay, well, the armor's gonna break. I need to buy whetstone? No. Well, damn, that's not good. Alright, I need to buy a bunch of this then. I might need to buy a sword. Nope. Yeah, I really need a sword, actually. Yep, I need a sword. And what else can I sell here? Do I really need a whetstone? No, I don't. This is not good. How about you, blue crystal? No point. It's already the last game, anyways. I'll need to buy some tattered clothes just in case. And I should probably get this and eat it. Oh yeah, I get attack candies. How about you? But I don't have any of that. Alright. I need to drink to take some medicine. Okay. Okay. That's not good. Okay, I need to buy more stuff. How about that? Alright. No turning back. Oh shit. Don't smash. Alright. There we go. That is a lot of damage. Alright, so I need to take this. Nice. Cleared. Got an amber stone. Alright. It only took like 18 minutes, I think. So let me see here. Useless. So what else could I play? Confusion. Well, confusion is a really hard one, but I could definitely tell confused box is a mimic who thinks they're bad, but they're just confused. Alright, so there's a mimic among the blue boxes. Well, that's a one for one. There's no mimic among the black boxes. This must be true. So if this is true, then this must be the answer. No, wait. Let me see here. There's no mimic among black boxes. There is no mimic among the red boxes. I mean, that's true. There is no mimic among the black boxes. What if you're confused? You're confused? But this would also be a lie then. And then this would be the truth, this would be a lie. And then this would be the answer. There's a mimic among the blue boxes. But you would be confused then. Okay, wait. There's no mimic among the black boxes. Okay, fine. I'll assume that. And then this would be the answer. There is no mimic among the black boxes. There is a mimic among the blue boxes. You're the confused. There's no mimic among the red boxes. Okay, you're confused. There is a mimic among the red boxes. I think this is true. There is a mimic among the red boxes. Or you're confused. I don't know. Not sure yet. There is no mimic among the red boxes. Well, if you're lying, well, actually, this is the possibility, right? There's no mimic among the red boxes. They're confused. They told the truth, and this is the mimic. Okay, let's see here. There's no mimic among the blue boxes. There's a mimic among the red boxes. You're confused then. All right. Wait. Okay. 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 I think I get it now. That's gonna be a bit difficult, but it's just trial and error. All right. I can do this. There is a mimic among the blue boxes. There is a mimic among the blue boxes. Or you're drunk as hell. I don't know. There's no mimic among the blue boxes. There is no mimic among the blue boxes. You guys are both telling two different things. I'll just open these until I'm sure of something. There is a mimic among the black boxes. Okay, I guess your truth. So these must be dangerous. I'll just open these. Okay, so who exactly is lying here? There, yeah, I know you're confused. You're confused, definitely. There is a mimic among the black boxes. There is no mimic among the red boxes. Okay, that's true. There is a mimic among the blue boxes. That's a lie. And this is the answer. Right. Bottom row contains no mimics. Oh no. The rightmost contains no mimics. Unless unless you're confused and this is a mimic. I'm not really sure. Actually, no. That cannot happen because this is already a one for one. Right. That's right. The leftmost column contains a mimic, or you're confused. The rightmost column contains a mimic, or you're confused, or you're lying. Let me see here. Okay, let's say this is the mimic. They lied because this person's confused. This person told the truth. This person told the truth. Okay, that's a pretty good theory. Okay, what else could happen here? This person's telling the truth. This person's telling the truth. Well, actually, you're no, no, no. You're telling a lie, and then this person's confused, and then this person's telling the truth still. Wait, what was the combinations again? Let me see here. Okay, so this could be the mimic. Okay, so that's a possibility. I see. So could be the possibility. Okay, so these two could be mimics. Okay, so can this be a mimic too? Let me see here. This person's confused. This person is telling the truth. This person would be lying then. Okay, so this cannot be a mimic. I can open that safely. How about you? If you're a mimic, then these two are both good. And then, no, you would be lying then. Okay, so this has to be open. Right? But I'm not sure about the other one. Alright, so here. Alright, let's open it again. Okay, I'll end the enemies here. And then let's think about it more. There is no mimic among the red box. There is no mimic. I think you're all telling the truth because you cannot all be lying. So this must be the answer. All right. So Fine. I just need to end this life, and then the box below me is a mimic. Well, that's a one for one. The box on the left is a mimic. The rightmost column contains some mimics. Well, okay. You're not lying because you cannot clear your own. So this must be true. Or wait. Actually, you could be confused. But you too cannot be, because there's no other mimics. So let me see. There's no mimic among the blue boxes. You could be lying. Like, let's say you're lying, and then let me see. What's no. You cannot be lying, I think. But you could be confused. Let me see. If you're confused, then you would just be giving them the win because we thought there really was no mimics. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, what's the other possibility? Let me see here. You're confused. This is truth. This is truth. This is truth. But if you're confused, okay, you cannot be confused. Okay. So what if you're confused? That mean no, that would make too many liars though. Okay, so what if this is true? And then I guess these must be true then. I mean, if you can be confused, then it doesn't make sense on why they blame the other one, right? So yeah. Okay, let me see here. Six. Do I have something that can kill with six? Okay, here, a shovel. A better alternative. Let me see here. The bottom row contains some mimic. The bottom row contains some mimic. Well, what if you're both Well, actually, no. You can't both be lying, right? Because you're clearing somebody else. So this must be true. Or at least it's definitively true. And then this one is lying, obviously. Alright. And I still have a lot more of the gems, actually. So this is a pretty good run. Okay, so that's 15. Okay, well, I don't need this, technically. I can just do this. Okay, so I can't risk breaking that. How about this? And then I guess I'll just stick with Zen Battle. And then I'll sell the equipment here. And then I'll take a rest, just a brief rest. Secure the guts. Okay. And then sure, I guess. What's my lucky today? Oh, yes. More money. Alright. Okay. I already sold my stuff, but let me see here. I need this, obviously. I have a lot already, so, well, actually, I might need more, right? I might be stupid or something. Let me see here. I need this, definitely. I think I should check the items. Maybe I could sell something. This is useless. This is it's too wasteful to not sell it instead. Alright, so I think that's good. Alright. I didn't well whatever. Restore gut. Alright. The top row contains some mimics. There is still a mimic in a confused box. Well, these cannot be lying. This is a truth. The bottom row contains a mimic. This could be confused. You could be the mimic. You are blaming this one. That sounds like a mimic thing. But this person's clearing this person. Let me see here. What's the possibilities here? You're truthful, and this person's like, I don't know, confused, or the mimic who's clearing themselves. That could be it. But let me see here. Who is definitively not a mimic? Okay, let's assume this is the mimic. You're confused. then you would be confused too. That's weird. No, no, no. That's weird. So this cannot be the mimic, I guess? Or can this be the mimic? I don't think this can be the mimic. This must be a truth. Always truth. So one of these should be the mimic. Like, this could be the answer. Uh, yes, this could be the answer. Or this could be the answer. Because this could be confused. Okay, that makes sense. I'll open this. And then I'll use a crystal to determine who's not lying here. Alright. There's a mimic among there's two of these. There is a mimic among the black boxes. Same number of mimics in top and bottom rooms. Well, I'm not sure about that, but I know there is a liar, so this must be true. Same number of mimics in top and bottom rooms. But oh, right, that means okay, this must be the answer, and you must be confused. I think this must be the answer. Please be right. All right, all right. Okay, so okay, this is good. If I could just proc the ability to attack the target, then I would be saving a lot of durability. Alright, nice. Let me see. There's a mimic among, there's no mimic among. It's a pair of liars, probably. A pair of liars. This is probably true, no matter what, I think. But you could be the confused, right? Same number of mimics in blue and black boxes. You're basically saying, okay, well, they can't both be lying. So this must be like everybody here is good, I think. I think this is the answer. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. Let me see here. Attack this. Well, that's not good. How this? Well, you guys are both gonna waste a lot of money. Okay, so the bottom row. Alright, the top row has this could be a joint lie. Hmm. Well, that's interesting. Now I don't know who's lying. Okay, well, this is a bit of a problem. Alright, let me see here. The top row contains a mimic. The top row has more mimics than the bottom. The top row has more mimics than the bottom. So this must be truth then. I think it's truth that there must be a mimic at the top then. Alright, so one of these is a mimic. Dangerous to open? Definitely. So I'll just open these. And then I'll use the information I gathered to determine who's lying. The bottom row has more mimics than the top. This is a lie. There's no mimics among the black boxes. This could be a lie. There is a mimic among the black boxes. You could be wait, actually, no. You could be the confused though. And this could be just telling the truth though. Hmm. There is a mimic among the blue boxes. Well, that's if we are assuming this is confused, right? And we know that this could be just an innocent. Okay, let's swap it around. This is the evil one. You're confused. This person's good. You're confused. No, that doesn't work. This must be true then. Always truth statement. This must be the. Okay, there you go. Is there a whetstone or something? No, that's not what I meant. I need the thing that restores durability to Mythic book, useless. Alright. Let me see here. The bottom row contains some mimics. Well, you cannot clear your own, so this must be wait, actually no. You could just be confused. Okay. Let me see. Diagonal up for me is okay, well there's no mimic among the red boxes. Well, you could be confused, but you're safe to open. Well, you could be confused, but you're safe to open. Um, you could be lying. The top row contains a mimic. Well, alright. Okay, you guys are safe to open. I don't care about that. Alright, let me see here. The box on the right isn't a mimic. This is truth. The bottom row contains no mimics. This could be confused. And if this is confused, this is... Well, actually, if this is confused, then there is a mimic there. But this person's blaming you. So your definitive truth then, I think. Your definitive truth, there really is no one in the bottom row that contains a mimic. I think that's how it works, right? Definitive truth. You could be confused. But if you're confused, then why is this person blaming this one? So are you definitive truth? So this person's lying. Diagonal up left from me is a mimic. Okay, so what's the other possibility here? Let me see here. Okay. What else could be the answer here? If you're confused, then this person's the mimic. But you would be lying too. I think the answer is just that the blue is the evil one, I think. Alright, attack. Okay, the armor's gonna break, and I don't wanna waste it. Let me see here. How this. God damn it, that is a lot of damage. Alright, so. Okay, so can I switch? How big is the difference anyways? Oh, okay. Let me see here. Can I talk to this guy? Okay, well, I'm just gonna do a full HP and gut fix. Alright. It doesn't really matter, so. Okay, so sell the stuff. I still have a lot of this, and I can use it all on the last floor anyways. And I can buy this. Now I have a lot of stuff. Rice ball cookie. Well, I don't know. Boring rock, whetstone. Fence candy. Okay. I think this is okay. This is okay. There are two mimics. Well, that's gonna be a bit of a fucking problem. Alright, let me see here. This is gonna be a bit of a pain. I wish the mimics are blaming each other. Like, this person's not a mimic, or but this person's a mimic or something. The box above me is a mimic. The box on the left isn't a mimic. Okay, let's just assume this. And then this. And then this. And then this. I don't think I don't think there can be a four-way liar, even if one of them is confused. Right? Right? Like, let's say this person's, and then this person would be a mimic, then that would be make too many liars. I think let's just open this. Let me see here. The box above me isn't a mimic, that's true. The box on the left is a mimic. Why, that's a lie. The box on the left is a mimic, could be a lie. Not sure. Actually, let's just do this for now. The box on the left is a mimic, that's a lie. This is a lie. Box above me, it's a mimic. This could be true. Okay, well, this is a bit of pain. Okay, how am I supposed to know who's lying here? Never mind, I give up. I'm just gonna... Alright, there you go. So this is a definite mimic, I think. Definite mimic. And then one of you is a fucking confusion. Alright, let's assume you're the confused. Then... Who could be confused though? Like, seriously. You're the confused one? You're the confused one. And then you said this mimic is a mimic. No, that doesn't make sense. Okay, you're the confused. I think you're the confused. Okay, am I? I didn't do this wrong, right? There's no way anybody else could be the confused. All right, there you go. I got a good devil's armor. Holy shit. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's a lot of money. All right, so let me see here. The box on the left is a mimic. The box above me is a mimic. The box on the left is a mimic. The box on the right is a mimic. Okay, you guys are like, yeah, you guys, I know what's going on here. One of you is the fucking confusion. Alright, so that helps actually. Now I just need to find the last mimic. You're the mimic, obviously. And then that helps. Fuck! Wait, what? No, no, no. No, what did I? Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh no. I should have just used the crystal. Robbers. You know what? I'm just gonna do robbers. I wish I'll win this. Alright, let me see. The top row contains a robber. You could be lying. There's no mimic among the black boxes. You could be lying. There's a mimic among the black boxes. You could be lying. There's no robber among the blue boxes. You could be. You know what? I'm just gonna. Alright, there you go. There is no robber among the blue boxes. Okay. So the black boxes contains a robber. The top row contains a robber. That could be true. Hmm. You guys are both telling it anyways, so it must be true. So you guys are saying the black box must contain the robber. So this is the robber. There's really no point in opening a robber. So the top row contains a mimic. This could be a lie, and this is not. There is a mimic among the black boxes. Hmm. Exactly. It could be a lie. That's the sad part. Hmm. It's indeed the sad part. You don't know if this person's lying or if this person's lying. But if this person's lying, that pro contains mimic. Hmm. I don't know. There's no way to know. Let me see here. The top row contains a robber. You guys are 1 to 1. Okay, I think I can open everything else. But let's see. The box on the right is a rob. Okay, I won't open you. I think I trust this. Okay, you are lying. You told the truth. Think, yeah, there you go. Let me see here. Oh, kill this. Yeah, definitely. Alright. Let me see here. The top row contains no mimics. This could be a lie. There's no mimic among the red boxes. Well, this should be true. So let's just open all this. But I should read first. Maybe one of them is telling who is the robber. There's a robber among the blue boxes. Okay, so this could be. Anyways, this is the truth though. So I don't know who is exactly the robber. Let me see here. There's no robber among the black boxes. There's no robber among the black boxes. Okay, well, I know. There's no robber among the blue boxes. A lie. The robber is definitely in the blue boxes. So you're the robber and you're telling the truth. And I just leave. Alright. Now I have a strong weapon. I just need to balance it out with the right amount of force. Right? Let me see here. There's a robber among the black boxes. This could be a lie. Diagonal up left from me isn't a robber. This could be the robber, or this could be the robber. Let me see here. The box on the right isn't a robber. There is a mimic among the black boxes. Okay, then it could be lying, and then everybody here is telling the truth then. Hmm. How would I know who's lying? Let me see here. The box on the right isn't a rob. This could be a mimic, right? Or you're the mimic and this is really a robber. And then if that's the case, does it make sense? No, it cannot be. So you cannot be a mimic, even if this isn't a robber. Okay, that's safe to open. How about you? If you're a mimic, everybody here would be telling the truth. Now down right, there's a robber among the blue black box. Okay, so you could be the mimic. You're not safe to open. How about you? Okay, this person cannot be lying. So, okay, there's a robber among the black box. See, this could be a lie, but this would be lying then. Actually, you know what? I think this is a one for one here. So, this is safe to open anyways. Okay, let me see here. The top row contains of robbers is truth. But you could be diagonal up left from me isn't a robber. This is truth too. This is true. This isn't a robber. Let's just open this. Let me see here. You're telling the truth because you're the robber and you're the fucking liar. Alright, let's just leave. There you go. Kill this. Okay. Unequip this. And then manually kill all this. Let me see. The box on the left is a robber. If you're lying, then this person is not a robber. And then everybody else is telling the damn truth. But this would be lying then. Okay, let me see here. This must be a one for one here. Okay, there you go. Okay, your truth too. There's no robber among the red boxes. Okay, so the robber could be one of the black boxes then. There's this could be the robber. There's a robber. Hmm. I think. Oh yeah, yeah. This person's style. Okay, there you go. This must be the true information. So now I just need to know who's the mimic. This is definite robber. There's a robber. Okay, you're telling the truth. You're fucking lying. So this means I just need to open this. Alright, there you go. Let's see here. Okay. I just need to kill this. And it'll be an easy game. I just need to switch to eat this. And then, well, actually, there's not much I need to change. Let's see here. Here, there's a big difference with Iron Whip. I might need to buy restore gear durability. Well, no, I don't want that yet. You are. I think I need this definitely. And you. And how about this? I think this. This is the answer. Alright, this is the answer. Two mimics, huh? Okay. Let's assume something here. Let's say you're both lying, then everybody else here is telling the truth. Diagonal down right for me is a robber, diagonal down right. Okay, well, that cannot be. So you guys are both telling the truth, which means that you could be a damn fucking robber. Well, who cares anymore? Let's just open you. Oh, you're lying. You must be telling the truth then. Or you're both lying, and this isn't the robber. Okay, let's assume that. Then the bottom row contains the robbers. Then I'll have to assume this is the robber. But then you would be lying as a robber, right? I think that's the logic here. Because if this person is telling the lie, then this person cannot be robber. This person cannot also be robber. So one of these must be the robber. And then that wouldn't really make sense. So that must mean this is truth. This is really the robber. And then this must be truth too, because we know the middle one is robber. So you're lying. And that's pretty much it. Alright. The angle down right from me isn't a robber. The angle down left from me isn't a robber. You both are saying this isn't a robber. But let's say you're both lying and this is the robber. then this would be the truth, this would be the truth, this would be the truth, this would be the truth. But that would make sense because this person is saying this is Robert, not the middle one. So I'll have to assume both of you are telling the truth. This really is the robber. There's a mimic among the red boxes. This must be true. And then everybody else here is telling the truth. No, actually, they're both saying this isn't the robber. Yeah, like, exactly. They're, that's not the robber. So that must mean, well, honestly, there's another thing we didn't explore. This could be the mimic. That's right. This could be the mimic. And you're lying, and this person could. Yeah, exactly. You guys could both be mimics. And I'm not gonna be smart enough about that. I think I should do this. Come on, open this. Well, that was a fun game. That was Mimic Logic. Thanks.